With real estate prices rising so fast right now, many people are left wondering how much house can they actually afford?
I don't know.
In this video, I'm gonna answer that question for you, as well as give you my top secret for determining what kind of loan you should get. But before we get into that, I wanna let you know that I've decided pretty much every video we're gonna be giving something away.
You're the best thing in my life.
And in this video, I'm gonna be giving one of you any of my online courses. In order to win, all you gotta do is subscribe to this channel and leave a comment down below. In 2 days, I'll be picking a winner from the comments and revealing it on my Instagram stories. So make sure you go subscribe and leave a comment. Now, let's talk about how much house can you actually afford. So for this video, I'm gonna assume that you're getting a loan to buy your house. If you were just paying cash for it, then you could pretty much just go look at your bank account, see how much money you have, and then this video would be over. No, God! So assuming you're getting a loan, probably the first thing you think about is your credit score. And if you're like most people, you probably think you've gotta have a really good score in order to qualify for a loan. And that's actually false.
It's false. It never happened. It's a fake.
I've done many videos talking about why I think credit score is the most overrated thing in finance. Right now, you could go get a mortgage on a house with a 620 credit score and still get an extremely low interest rate. And I'm talking a sub 3% interest rate. Having an 800 score isn't gonna magically give you this 1% interest rate. It's really not that big of a difference at the end of the day. So don't worry too much about your credit score when it comes to getting a mortgage. The biggest thing that you're gonna have to worry about is your debt to income ratio, also known as your DTI. And to better illustrate this, I actually bought a vibe board that I've been dying to use on a YouTube video. So let's go over there. All right, so let's talk about how we determine this debt to income ratio. So the first part to determine is your income. Now, the way that you're gonna figure that out is by taking your last 2 years' tax returns. So let's just say in 2019, you made $50,000. And then, you got better, you started watching my channel, you were subscribed, and you made more money. So let's call it 70,000. You should make more than that, but let's use easy numbers.
You, sir, can do more.
Now what they're gonna do is take the average of these two numbers. So 50 plus 70 gives us 120,000. They're gonna divide that by 2, and it equals $60,000. So they're gonna say your income is $60,000. It doesn't really matter to them that you're making more in 2020 and you'll probably make more in 2021. They have to take the previous 2 years' history. But it doesn't stop there. We need to take this 60K and make it monthly, so we'll divide it by 12, and it ends up being 5K a month is your income. So that's the first step of figuring out your debt to income ratio, how much the income actually is per month. Now there is one thing you need to be aware of with these 2 years tax returns. You need to be in the same job or the same type of career. If you made this 50K as a truck driver in 2019 and then you made this 70K as a real estate investor in 2020, they're not gonna take that.
No, sir.
They're two totally different jobs. In that scenario, they would wanna see you go to 2021 and see how much you made as a real estate investor then. So you may not even qualify for a loan if these are two different careers in 2 different years. But nonetheless, let's just assume you've got the same job during these 2 years and 5K is your monthly average income. Now for your debts, they're gonna take everything you owe as a monthly payment. So this would include your car, student loans, your credit card, and then lastly, your mortgage, and then any miscellaneous debts that I'm not thinking of. If you've got a monthly payment that's on your credit report, this is gonna be included as a part of your debt. Now with these, you gotta calculate what the minimum monthly payment is. Let's just do a quick example. Let's just say that your car payment is $300. So you got another $400 in student loans, you got $300 in credit card payments, gives you a grand total of $1,000 before you account for your mortgage. Now, for those of you who weren't good at math in school, you probably aren't gonna like what I have to tell you next.
Brother.
We gotta use a little bit of algebra. We have to solve for the unknown variable.
Nerd alert.
But in order for us to solve for how much your mortgage payment can be, we must first determine what an acceptable ratio is. So let's get rid of all of this real quick. So the acceptable DTI to get a loan is usually around 40 to 50%. FHA loans are gonna typically allow you to have a higher DTI. I've seen them at 50%. I've seen some even over 50%. And a conventional loan is gonna be lower, typically 40 to 45%. But for nice round numbers, let's just assume that 50% is the target for your max DTI. So from our previous example, here's what we've got. We had a monthly income of $5,000. That was after the 2 years tax returns. That's what they averaged. Then we also have the debt. So this $1,000 included the car payment, the student loans. It also included credit card payments. The only thing we don't know is the mortgage. But now we also know that the debt to income ratio can only be 50%. So half of 5,000 equals $2,500. So now this $2,500 is the maximum amount of debt we are able to have. And so because we already have $1,000 in debt payments every month, that means our mortgage can only be an extra $1,500. At $1,500 plus $1,000, you get this $2,500 number. So technically, the biggest mortgage that this person could have is $1,500. Now you might be wondering, how much house does $1,500 get you? Well, that'll vary depending on how much down payment you put, what kind of interest rate you get, how high your property taxes are, what kind of HOA you have. All of those factors have to be included in this $1,500. HOA is a big one that I see people not take into account. They think that their mortgage is $1,500, so they're good, but then they have a $100 HOA and it puts their DTI too high. So don't make the mistake of not calculating the HOA, the taxes, and the insurance. But here in Vegas, where we have cheap property taxes and with interest rates really low, $1,500 represents a loan of about $280,000. Now that doesn't mean that the house you're buying is $280,000. You could be buying a $300,000 house and putting 20 grand down, or you could be buying a $400,000 house and putting 120 grand down. So this is just strictly based on the loan amount. And speaking of loans, let's transition and talk about what kind of loan you should get and some secret hacks you can do to make sure you qualify. All right, so let me give you a quick tax secret when it comes to qualifying for your loans. Many of you already know, but I own a CPA company called TrueBooks, and we help real estate investors all across the country save money on their taxes. And usually our goal is to write off as much as possible and figure out how to get you all the tax deductions you deserve. But there is one scenario where it's not the best thing to do. And that is if you're trying to buy a home and you need to qualify for a certain amount. Let's just say you needed your income to be $100,000 to qualify for the loan that you want to get. And let's just say, yes, you've made over $100,000, but by the time you write everything off, you're only showing $60,000 in income. Well, if you write all those things off, you are now not going to qualify for the house you want. So my advice to you is this: do not take every write-off if you're trying to qualify for a certain house. And with deductions, there are ways to take them in previous years, even if you didn't do it before. And we can help you do that at TrueBooks. I'll link to our website down below. Check us out if you have questions about that. Now, assuming your income is on point, the last piece you got to decide is what kind of loan to get. Now, for most people, they're going to be deciding between FHA and conventional. If you have a military background, you can qualify for a VA loan as well. Personally, I always believe in putting the minimum down payment. So for conventional, that would be 3%. For FHA, that would be 3.5%. Now, if you listen to Dave Ramsey and all these other people, they'll tell you that you need to put 20% down.
Stop that. Stop it.
And putting 20% down allows you to get rid of your mortgage insurance. It allows you to have a lower payment. I mean, there are benefits to it. But for most people, saving up 20% would take them far too long. I would rather them get into a house today with less. Now you might be saying,
Ryan, I have to put 20% down so I can qualify for the house I want.
That's totally up to you, but my opinion is this. If you can't qualify for the house you want with a minimum down payment, either you want too big of a house or you need to figure out how to make more money. That's pretty much what it comes down to, unless you're getting a jumbo loan. In cases like mine, where I'm building my dream home on a mountain and it's gonna cost millions and millions of dollars, I have to put a higher down payment or else they will not give me a loan. But anyways, unless you're getting a jumbo loan like I am, stick with the low down payment. I would much rather you do 3%, 3.5% than worry about doing a bigger one. Anyways, I appreciate you watching this video. I hope you got a lot of value out of it. If you did, go and smash the like button. Helps out the algorithm and I would really appreciate it. Also, like I said at the beginning of the video, I'm gonna be giving away a free course. All you gotta do is subscribe and comment below. I'll be announcing the winner in 2 days on Instagram stories. So anyways, thanks for watching. Peace.